YouTube, how's it going? Frogs Angels is back with some weekly score predictions. This one is for week 3 of the NFL. We're going to do this every single week. So basically, I predict scores of the games before seeing the lines on the games. I'm going to, for the first time, be looking at the spreads as I'm breaking down my score predictions. And it's my favorite way to determine if I like a game or not. So, before we get into it, we have our straight up prediction video with multiple Frogs Angels members on the show. Everyone predicts who they think will win in each game. We do it every single week. Every single Tuesday night, the video is uploaded. Those other guys are rascals, so it's a good one this week. Go check it out if you haven't already. But let's get into it. Thursday night game, I'm predicting the Browns to win 23-20. It could go either way. This is a game that can go either way. When it's this close, especially on a primetime game, I like the home team. So that's the main reason I'm going with the Browns. I'm predicting 23-20, and at this moment, it looks like the spread is Cleveland -3. Look at that. Probably a game I wouldn't touch, but it just happened to be exactly how much I have them winning by. My next game is Saints-Falcons. I have the Falcons winning, obviously. I also have them winning by 3. Should be a good game. This could be more high scoring than this. I'm thinking 3-point win. They could score in the 30s. It's tough to say. The Saints offense really got going week 1 despite the loss, and then didn't really get going in week 2, but they won. The Falcons are missing some guys, so they could score more than 24, but this is what happened in my head. This is what I got, 27-24. As we see the line, trying to find it here, we got Atlanta -3. So we're 2 for 2 on that. Another game I wouldn't touch. I think the Falcons have the better team. They don't have Drew Brees. I think the Saints slightly have the better offensive line. I think maybe the best, even though Mark Ingram is suspended, the best running back duos in football, and Devonta Freeman's hurt. So Coleman versus Kamara. I really like both the guys, but Coleman, for being a backup running back for most of his career, he's a hell of a running back. I think the Falcons' roster is better. They do have some injuries on defense. They're at home. They should win this game. Last year, it seemed like the Saints had the matchup. The Saints played better than the Falcons last year and against each other. So it's a tough one. Could go either way. But we'll go on to the next one. Niners and Chiefs, 34-28. I got the Chiefs winning. 28, that's kind of low for the Chiefs defense, I guess. And it's still a high score. So I got the Chiefs winning by 6 points. Their offense, I think, keeps rolling. I'm pretty confident about them winning, especially because they're home. And the line on that one is Chiefs -6.5. I have them winning by 6, so very, very close there. Man, these are close so far. Not really one I would be too excited about putting my money on. Raiders and Dolphins is the next game. Another 3-point victory. I have the Dolphins winning. Really, another game that can go either way. I like the Dolphins defense right now. I don't like the Raiders defense, but the Raiders offense, you could argue, is better than the Dolphins offense. It's -3 too. I swear I did not look at these lines before making these score predictions. It defeats the whole purpose. So I did not look at these. They're going to change too. They're definitely going to change, but so far, my score predictions are lining up with these spreads, and I promise you, I did not look at lines, and that's not how I'm making my score predictions. On to some more games. The Vikings, I got them winning 30-13. Maybe it is a little tough to see the Vikings putting up 30 points, but I think their offense is legit with Kirk Cousins. He has the weapons, and we know their defense is very good. So maybe 13 is even a lot for the Bills, especially with LaShawn McCoy hurt. Cracked ribs, he could still play. So we kind of got to keep an eye on that. Josh Allen's second game, so maybe he steps up. Strong arm, that could be a weakness for the Vikings defense, but most likely the Vikings are going to win big. It's -16.5. I got them winning by 17, if I can do math good here. Yeah, 17-point win, so we're just half a point off of the spread. That's tough. The Vikings are at home. Very tough place to play, so that's going to be close, but you got to expect a big, big win from the Vikings there. So I'm keeping it close with these lines. Colts and Eagles, I have 28-16. Wentz is back. That doesn't mean he's going to be back to that MVP Wentz mode. He could struggle a little bit, but I'm still not a believer in the Colts defense, unfortunately. I'm a believer for the future. I think the Eagles can get going. Yeah, honestly, the Colts, I don't really see them scoring over 17 points. I think it'll be in that range, be 14, 16, around that range. The line is Eagles minus 6.5. So as you can see, I like the Eagles in that one, winning by 12 in that range. In our prediction video, one of our guys actually picked the Colts to win that game. He was feeling that, so maybe he's right. So it's good to watch. If you didn't watch the predictions video, the straight up picks, to watch it after this, just to double check. Maybe someone convinces you on the other team winning like this situation. So for me, I like the Eagles there, minus 6.5. But Colts were impressive against the Redskins. It's still early to tell. Like, are the Redskins a good team? Or did the Colts just play really, really good against a good team? Or are the Redskins not a good team? That's why the Colts won. It's hard to tell at this point. So we're still learning here. It's tough early in the year, but once it gets going, we really figure it out. And then speaking of the Redskins, we got Packers, Redskins. I got 28-17 Green Bay. The Rodgers is still in, still healthy, so they're going to win this game. Even though, the Redskins field is kind of tough to play on, but mainly for teams that aren't used to playing on grass outdoor. Kind of known as a sloppy field, maybe when it rains sometimes, so tough to play on. But I don't think Rodgers will have any problem. He's used to playing at Lambeau in the cold, the blizzards, anything. And it's not going to be cold, obviously, but so I'm not really too worried about that. The Redskins, the Packers are minus 3 in this one, so I do like the Packers. I'd be surprised if the Redskins won. The Packers play with the Vikings, who I think are a better team than them. It's mainly because they have Rodgers, but they struggle at the end because they had to covering Diggs and Thielen. They don't have to cover Diggs and Thielen in this one. I'm pretty confident about that one. Packers minus 3. They are away. Home field advantage seems to be more and more important as we go on. It's always been important, but seems to be crazy important lately. Like, teams don't look the same when they're not at home. I don't know if that's the case here for the reasons I explained earlier. I like the Packers minus 3 points there. Bengals and Panthers, 20-28. It's a tough one to pick because the Bengals are rolling. 20 is kind of low for them lately, but in Carolina makes it tough. Cam's playing great football. I think he can use some more around him, mainly offensive line. The defense isn't the same as it used to be. So the Bengals could score more than 20, but the Bengals home against the Ravens, against the rival in prime time, is different than going to Carolina at noon on a Sunday. So Carolina's minus 3, even though I got them winning 8-8. It's a very risky one. Obviously, if I had to choose, it'd be the Panthers. It's very risky. Being home is a big time factor in that game. So we'll see if the Bengals are the real deal. Like I said, it's pretty early. We're still learning if teams like the Bengals are real, the Bucks, the Chiefs. Some of those teams do look legit. And some teams like the Dolphins, the Broncos, are they as good as they look? It's still pretty early. So let's go on and see some more games here. Titans and Jags, another tough one actually. 20-24, close game. The Jags on paper look like, the Titans actually look pretty good on paper, but the Jags look like the better team. I think they are the better team. They lost to the Titans twice last year, even when they were rolling. Something about that matchup, something is bad about that matchup. That's why even before I see this line, I'm not touching this one because the Jags should win this game at home. Mariota's hurt. Some offensive linemen are hurt. They're expected to play. Some of them are expected to play. So that could be a good reason why the Jags should already win the game, but they really should win the game. But something with that matchup scares the heck out of me. The Jags are minus 6.5. I ain't touching that one. I don't know. Jags are the better team. They couldn't really stop Derrick Henry last year. Maybe something with Mariota being they're on their toes because they don't know if he's going to run or not. He didn't really run last year, but we'll see what happens. I'm really looking forward to that game. Titans have some injuries. Jags do have Fournette hurt, so the Jags should win the game. Shouldn't be a problem, but we'll see if the matchup's an issue again this year. But again, not touching that one. Broncos, Ravens. I got the Ravens winning 21-17 at home. Broncos are 2-0. Haven't really played anybody too great yet. Same with the Ravens. Are they anything special? It is in Baltimore. Baltimore is minus 5.5. Another one that I probably wouldn't touch. It's cutting it close. Man, the Broncos, they're playing good down the stretch. The defense is good. Maybe they hold them to lower than what I got there. That's a tough one, though. Giants, Texans. I got 24-14. This is another tough one because the Giants' problem, the offense is a problem right now. Play calling, can't really move the ball. everybody knows what's going on with the Giants on offense, but something that people are not talking about is the lack of pass rush from the Giants. But they're going against one of the teams with the worst offensive lines in football here. So does that turn around and getting pass rush, does that help you win the game? It's very important. So maybe they get pass rush against a poor offensive line. So that's why this one's tough. Texans' first home game makes it interesting. I think the Texans are the better team. I got them winning 24-14. But again, watch out for that Giants pass rush. Maybe they get things going this week. Line is Houston -6. I got them winning by 10. Yeah, I'm not in love with it, but I kind of like the Texans in that one. First home game. That's huge. Huge. So I'm starting to get more and more confident about that. But the injuries in the secondary and the offensive line being beat up is a little scary. Chargers, Rams, yes, I have a 1-point game here. The Rams are playing much better than the Chargers are, but I end up having it being close. I was thinking in my head, 27-21, Chargers lead. The Rams score late, win the game. Not like the last second, but that's kind of what popped in my head, so I'm sticking with that. The Rams, right now, most people probably think they would win by more than that. But, the Chargers are a different team than what they've seen, for sure. Like, they played the Raiders and they played the Cardinals. This is a totally different team than what they've played, even though they've completely dominated the other team. I think the main reason they dominate is because the secondary, the coverage has been excellent, but it's a little bit different going against the Chargers. I think they don't have any they do have Keenan Allen, but they have mainly what I was going to say is they're pretty deep at the receiver unit, so multiple guys that can get open. Doesn't really matter if you have anybody elite there. So I think having multiple guys could be a factor in this game. The matchup could favor the Chargers, but it's in LA, but it's the Rams are home, the LA versus LA, so does that matter all that much? You got the crowd, but it's a tough game. The line is Rams -7. I don't know if they win by that much, and they could. The Chargers struggled against the Chiefs, but at the same time they scored a lot of points. But it's a totally different defense. We will see. They're gonna have to get the passing game going. I think they can. It's not gonna be crazy, but I have a feeling they can. It's a tough game though. Very tough game. Last 4 games. Bears Cardinals 24-13. I got the Bears winning. Their offense needs to get something going. They will early, but this is their opportunity. They can score it up on the Cardinals defense. 24 is a good amount of points. 13 maybe even a little high for the Cardinals. I think they can score one late there, make it 13. So Bears should have an easy win. The Cardinals have some talent, but they're just not playing good ball. Let's see what the line is. We got it's the afternoon game. Chicago is -6, and I have them winning by 11. Yeah, -6. I kind of like the Bears in that one. They're playing really good. They lost to the Packers. Packers are a good team. They beat the Seahawks. That Seahawks look like they're not too good this year, but the same thing with the Cardinals. So the Bears should have this game. Being away, I guess, is a little different, but pretty confident about the Bears in that one. Cowboys Seahawks. I have the Cowboys winning by 3. Their defense is very impressive. Their offense is not. The Seahawks are really not impressive on either side of the ball. I guess for missing a bunch of guys in that defense from a year ago and then having guys hurt, I guess that's kind of impressive. But altogether, they shouldn't be too good. This is a weird game, though. I predicted low scoring, obviously, because neither team can get anything going on offense, and the Cowboys' defense is very good. I think they have some of their young secondary guys are playing good. That linebacker unit's very good, and they have 9 sacks, which I believe is second behind the Chicago Bears in team sacks this season. And then they're playing the Seahawks offensive line. So that makes me think it's going to be low scoring. But both these teams, if these two teams played each other a year or two ago, this would be a shootout probably. So, they still got the same playmakers like Russell Wilson on one side, Dak and Zeke on the other side. Maybe it ends up being that, surprisingly. But for the reasons I explained, good pass rush from the Cowboys. Defense is playing good, and the offensive line is pretty bad for the Seahawks. Maybe one of the worst in football, maybe the worst in football. That's why I predicted low scoring, and I'm seeing now that the Seahawks are -1.5. It is different playing in Seattle. They were away at Soldier Field against the Bears, so it's different. But I like the Cowboys winning this game. The Seahawks look pretty rough, but I think the Bears defense is definitely better than the Cowboys defense. So in this one, they're home. So there's some reasons to doubt, but man, that Seahawks team is not looking good. The Cowboys, I like the Cowboys in this one. I really do. Patriots, Lions, I got 34-24. I think Stafford actually plays a good game in this one, but the Patriots are just better. The Lions could have a pretty good offense. They should, really, on paper. And we know the Patriots have an elite offense. So when the Lions match up with teams like this, I don't think it's good because we know the Patriots have a better offense because they got Tom Brady, they got Gronk. And then defense, I think the Lions defense isn't the same as it has been over the last few years, in my opinion. So I think it's a bad matchup, even though they're home on a Sunday night. Prime time home games matter. But I like the Patriots. They scored too many points in this one. They're minus 6.5. I like New England on that one. But their defense didn't look good against the Jags defense. Maybe they figured things out, but maybe Josh Gordon gets out there, helps the offense out more. I like New England. I got them winning by 10. They're minus 6.5. And the Steelers and the Bucks, I see now that the Steelers are actually minus 1. So there is some doubt with the Bucks. It's not just me. I think the defense you can doubt a little bit, but their offense is rolling. You got to be a believer in that. I mentioned before, I think they can use Ronald Jones out there. Like, why not? Like, if they don't really have a running game going and they're doing what they're doing, so I really want them to try Ronald Jones. I'm not a Bucks fan, but I'm getting excited if Ronald Jones gets out there. I'm getting super excited. He did not look good in practice, didn't look good in preseason. But anybody who's played football, there is a difference. Like, it's in your head when you get into a real game. A real game. It's so much different than practice and preseason. It's in the back of your mind. Even though you want to believe you play the same in whatever it is, it's just different. And being at home on a Monday night, that's a factor too for the Bucs. So I have them winning, but it's not a game I would touch because it is hard to see the Steelers just losing again, coming away with no win. But the Bucs are playing hard. They're playing good. They're home. We've seen the Steelers struggle with the Chiefs, who are a similar matchup. They're not the same team, but it's a similar matchup. So I like the Bucs, but wouldn't touch it. Antonio Brown's coming back to practice, so that helps. If one time I thought maybe he wouldn't play this week, so that would guarantee more, not guarantee, but make it more clear that I like the Bucs. But he's going to play, obviously. Maybe they pick it up, maybe get things going. A little messy situation there. When's Le'Veon Bell going to come back? But as you can see, I like the Bucs home on prime time, 30-28. Close game, should be high scoring, but it wouldn't touch the line, which is Steelers minus 1. Even though I have the Bucs winning. So let me know what your guys' thoughts. Just going back, I like the Patriots, I like the Seahawks, I like the Bears, I like the 3 right there. I feel like that happened last time. Patriots, Seahawks, Bears. Out of those 3, or not the Seahawks, the Cowboys, the Patriots, Cowboys, Bears. The bad thing there is all 3 are away. Don't put money on that many away teams, but those are the games if I had to choose one, it honestly probably would be the Bears, but the Cardinals have the talent. Maybe they get things going. Maybe the Bears, we don't really know enough about the Bears yet, I guess. I guess it's kind of hard to see the Bears being a good team. They've struggled in the past, but defense looks legit. Going back and looking here, definitely don't touch the Jags-Titans game, in my opinion. I like the Texans, but like I brought up, Giants could get a pass rush going because they're playing a bad offensive line here, but I'd like the Texans' first home game. That's the key. That is the key. And between these games, the Vikings are minus 16.5. I think that's too much to be comfortable, but they should. There's no excuses. They should blow them out. The Vikings, I truly believe they have the best roster in football. Does that mean they're going to win it all? No. They could, but being that much better in a team at home, tough place to play, they really should just blow them out. I kind of like the Eagles. Like I said, one of our guys picked the Colts. Pretty confident about that. I really like the Packers. It was minus 3, I believe. I really like the Packers. Like I mentioned, it's tough playing in Washington. It's a hard place to play. I've heard players, they don't like to play on that field. But Aaron Rodgers played. Just think about where he's played, what time of year, what type of field he's played on. Maybe he can get hurt. Is that what people are thinking? Because he's already kind of hurt. I like the Packers. I like the Packers minus 3. Bengals, Panthers wouldn't touch. All these games, I had like a streak of being even with the spread there. Yeah. So I don't really like any on that page. So that's my thoughts on that. Let me know your guys' thoughts in the comments. Plenty of links in the description. You guys can go check out pretty interesting things. You can go to join our free-to-play predictions pool for NFL and college football. Links are in the descriptions. in the description of videos down there. So go check all that out. Plenty of football coverage every week, every single week. 10K subscriber goal. Please help us out by clicking that subscribe button. Clicking that like button will be much, much appreciated. But yeah, like I said, Mondays we recap the previous week, even though and then we predict the score for the upcoming Monday. Any changes there? Tuesday I have college prediction videos for the upcoming week, and then Tuesday night with the crew members, the upcoming NFL week predictions straight up each game. Wednesday's power rankings, Thursday's score predictions, and my favorite games of the week to bet on, and live streams on Friday. So we got you covered. We got plenty of football here at Frogs Angels. Plenty more to come. Plenty on the channel. Go check it out if you haven't already. That'll do it for this one, though. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.